Welcome you to this video, and in this video I will show you about how to use Excel to calculate financial returns for investment project. Okay, so you can see that I separate them into NPV calculation, IRR calculation, MIRR calculation, and profitability index. Okay, payback period and discounted payback period. So let's see how can we use Excel to help us to calculate this calculation easier. So let us consider the two projects named Project A and Project B. You have an initial investment and then you have a series of cash flow after that. So here is a template to calculate net present value. I will do it manually and then we will use Excel function to make it easier. So here is the initial investment. Here is the cash flow. I just link them to this series of cash flow. Okay. Then the next row is about NPV, present value calculation. So you just use this this cash flow divided by 1 plus discount rate. Okay. After I finish the first formula, I will copy and paste in terms of function. So I have to put F4 to lock this cell. Okay, and then powered by discounting period. In this case, this is 0. So once I complete the first formula, I just copy and paste in terms of function. Okay, so in this row, they are all present value already. So the thing is that I need to sum them together. So here is a present value, net present value for the first project. So Excel function help us to make it easier. It is equal to NPV, open parenthesis, discount rate, comma, and you select the future cash flow like this, close parenthesis, and then plus the first initial investment. Since the first initial investment, it is present value already, so no need to discount it once again. So if you press enter, then you can see that this cell they are equal together. So in this case, net present value is positive. It means that our conclusion is accept this project. Okay, since I told you earlier that our conclusion is about accept or reject those investment project. So from now on, I guess I believe that you understand about how to use NPV function. Okay, so let us work together about the project B. Okay, so I will do the same thing. Right now, I am working on present value calculation. Okay, and I do the same thing as the first project. Right now, all of the cells in this row, they are present value already. So what I need to do is to sum them all together. So have a look here. So here is the present value, net present value of the project B. Okay. So let's see. It is equal to NPV, open parenthesis, and then you click on discount rate, comma, and then you click on the future cash flow plus the present value of the initial investment. So you can see that these cells are equal together. So what is your conclusion? Reject this project. Okay. So you can see that in this video, in the first part of this video, I show you how to use calculation in Excel. Okay, so by the end of this calculation, our decision is that accept project A and reject project B. Okay. Later on, you will know more about independent project and mutually exclusive project. Okay, but at this stage in time, we just practice on our calculation on this. Okay, so the next part we will discuss about IRR. Then we will calculate IRR in this part, and then we utilize project A and project B as before. Okay, so you can see that in this time, here is the IRR, and we have to put some dummy percent first. Okay, so let's see how it's gonna work later on. I do the same thing. I link to the initial investment and all cash flow that happened in this project. Okay, link to here, here, and here. And right now we need to calculate the present value. One thing you have to keep in mind is that I will use this IRR as a discount rate first, and then we try to find some IRR later on. Okay, so here is the present value. It is equal to this cash flow divided by 1 plus, and right now I use this one, and I press F4, um, processes, and then uh, powered by this discounting period. Okay, I do the same thing and I paste in terms of function. So you can see that right now I use this 10% as a discounting rate. As you know, IRR means the discount rate that bring net present value to zero. So right now 10% does not bring net present value to zero. I try 13%, it does not bring to zero. 15%, 17%, you see, 19%, wow, 20%, you see. So IRR should be around 19 or 20%, okay? That bring this net present value to zero. So we're gonna do this thing together. You click on data, you click on what if analysis, and you click on go see. So the concept of IRR is that net present value at IRR should be zero by changing this dummy cell. You click OK. So you can see that the Excel will help us to try out an error to find the right IRR that bring net present value to zero. Okay, so here this is our conclusion. In terms of Excel function, you just use this function equal to IRR, open parenthesis, and then you click on this cash flow, and then you close parenthesis, you enter. Okay, so you can see that this cell and this cell, they are the same. Okay, so as you know that if IRR is more than K, okay, I put it here. Okay, if IRR more than K, so in this case, you accept this project. Okay, so this is our decision, accept this project. Let's see what will happen in the second project. I do the same thing, equal to 50,000, equal to 50,000, 17,000. Okay, then I have to put the dummy first here. So we will calculate the present value together here, divided by 1 plus this one, and log with F4, code processes, and then powered by this counting period like this. And then I just copy and paste in terms of function. Okay, and I will do the same thing, equal to sum, open processes, and select all present value here. So you see, right now IRR does not bring this discount rate doesn't bring this one to zero. I try 12%, 14%, it become minus 13.5%. Very nice. Okay, so let's use the Excel function to help us on this. I click on data, I click on what if analysis, and I click on go seek. Okay, at IRR is mean that we need to set this one to zero by changing this IRR cell, and you click OK. You see, so right now IRR is around 13.5%. And we will use the Excel function just equal to IRR, open parenthesis, and then you click on all cash flow here, you close parenthesis. You see, right now IRR is 13.5%. So you can see that IRR right now is less than K, less than K. Okay, so our decision is that we reject this project. Okay, so you can see that whether you use NPV or IRR, they guide you to the same decision at the end. Okay, have a look in the first NPV, accept A, reject B, and here is also accept A and reject B. Okay, so this is about the IRR calculation by Excel. Okay, so remember in this part we try to use the GOSI and we use IRR function. Okay, this is very practical and help us to calculate those financial returns easier. In the next part we will talk about MIRR. So in terms of MIRR, as we discussed before, so when we want to discuss MIRR, it means that we try to find the terminal value by compounding of cash flow or future cash flow to the end of the project timeline, and then use that terminal value to find discount rate that bring net present value to zero. Okay, so in terms of IRR, it is like a two-step calculation. Okay, so let's see how it worked out with the project A and project B in our case. Initial investment in is 40,000, cash flow is 40,000, 16,000, 16,000, 16,000, and 12,000. So in terms of future value, we need a future value interest factor. Okay, so in this case, we will calculate from year 1 to year 4 only. It is equal to open parenthesis 1 plus discount rate. I press F4 and then um, power by 1, 2, 3 period. Okay, we want to compound to the future 1, 2, and 3 period. So this is my future value factor. I do the same thing. Okay, 1 plus discount rate and then power by 1 and 2. So right now we compound 2 period equal to 1 plus discounting rate, and then right now this is only 1 period compounding. Okay, and here no need to compound because they are future value by the end already. So the future value by the end of year 4 of each cash flow is mean that you use the cash flow and multiply by future value. So here they are the future value at year 4. Okay, so right now what is your terminal value? It is equal to sum of these numbers. So right now you can see that this is a terminal value. MIRR, you also need to put some dummy first and then here. Okay. Then when we talk about MIRR, it means that the percentage that bring this terminal value and this one to net present value of 0. So the thing is that I need to calculate the present value of this one, okay, divided by 1 plus, and I click on this MIRR, okay, and then it discount by 1, 2, 3, and 4 period, okay, and then close the parenthesis and plus the initial investment like this. Okay, so right now you can see that the MIRR of 10%, it does not bring this one to 0. So we use the same function. Go to data, go to what if analysis, go to go seek. We want to set this net present value to 0 by changing this MIRR, and you click on OK. Okay, so you see right now the MIRR is 16.9%. Okay, this is how we calculate MIR manually. Okay. So Excel also help us to calculate MIRR. Okay, so this is our function equal to MIRR open parenthesis, and then you select all the value here. Okay, and then you make a comma, and you need a finance rate and reinvestment rate like this, and you close the parenthesis, so you can see that they bring you to the same solution. So if MIR is more than K, it means that you accept this project. Okay, accept this project. So whether you calculate on each particular method, if you calculate it correctly, so they will lead you to the similar result. Okay. So from now on, I will do this one for the project B. You do the same thing. So in terms of this financial model, if you can work on it properly, it is one of the interesting skill that they will help us a lot in the future. Okay. Okay, so here's the future value of our cash flow here. So here's your terminal value. Okay, so I have to put a dummy percent first, and let's try 14% first. Okay, so the net present value at MIRR, it is equal to open parenthesis this one divided by 1 plus these numbers parentheses, and then discount by 1 2 3 4. Okay, 4 period, and plus this one. Okay, so right now your MIR, your discounting rate 14% does not bring this one to 0. So we go to data, we go to what if analysis, we go to goal seek. At MIRR is mean that the net present value is equal to 0, and then you change this one, you click OK. You see? So right now your MIR is 13.7%. You see? So once the MIR is less than K, you reject this project. Okay? You reject this project. So let's try the Excel function MIRR open parenthesis, and then you select all value, comma, finance rate and reinvestment rate. Since they need compounding, so you see right now, if you can calculate manually or you calculate by the MIRR function, they should bring you to the same numbers. Okay, so this is how we look at MIRR. And the final part is about the profitability index. Okay, as I mentioned to you earlier in class, the profitability index is mean that you divide, okay, but the net present value is mean you just sum, or you minus it together. Okay, so let's see on this NPV calculation. So if you can calculate net present value correctly, so profitability index, actually they are a very similar thing, okay, equal to 40,000, 40,000, 16,000, 16,000, 16,000, and 12,000. So we need to calculate the present value of these numbers. This one divided by 1 plus discount rate, and then discount by this discounting period. Okay, be careful, I have to press F4 in for the D4. Okay, so just copy and paste in terms of function, and then you calculate net present value of future cash flow. Okay, it is equal to sum of this guy. Okay, so in terms of the profitability index, it means that it is equal to sum of future cash flow divided by initial cash flow. Okay, but we need absolute on that. So it brings us to the positive numbers. Okay, so if profitability index more than 1, like this case, it means that we can accept this project. Okay, we can accept this project. Let's work on in the project B together here. It is equal to 50,000, 50,000, 17,000, 17,000, and 17,000. I will do the same thing. It is equal to this one divided by 1 plus discounting rate. Okay, and then discount by this number. So here are your present value, and then you sum them together, you get this sum of the future cash flow. Okay, it is equal to absolute open parenthesis future cash flow divided by the initial cash flow here. You see, right now in this case, the profitability index is less than 1. It means that we should reject this project. Okay, so I hope that in this video we understand more about how to calculate these financial returns by Excel manually, and also by Excel function, several functions that help us to make this calculation easier. Okay, in terms of payback period, it's just a simple sum of cash flow and find the payback period. So we discussed in class already. So I hope that in this video will help you a lot in calculate this. And remember, as I mentioned to you earlier, that financial modeling is one of the a must skill for our finance course and your career in the future. Okay, thank you for this video, and then see you next time.